when you see everything that Canva can offer, when you see people online showing you just a variety of tools that they've created, it's just hard not to dive into that world to see what got them excited for it. And so that's that idea of teachers leading the charge of making other people excited for it. And you open up Canva, and it's hard not to really enjoy the choice. It's hard not to really just be thrilled at the options that it has for creativity and doing something for your kids and doing something for your staff where you know it will take something off their plate, yet still adding a huge dimension. It's hard not to love it. Right now I'm using Canva with my grade 9 science class to create a representation of their learning for what we did for our space unit for the grade 9s. And it was really neat because they had this choice to decide on what they wanted to learn about. Space innovations, faces of space, space and pop culture, but they had to represent it in a totally new way. And that was part of my learning curve too. I wanted the kids to use it, but I wanted myself to get a really good foothold on it too. And so the students created presentations. And what they did for the presentations, they added all the animations and slides. They had limitations in terms of how many, but what they did on the slides is totally up to them. And there was animations on the slides, there was videos, there was just some really cool ways to present information with their templates. And so they took the links to the presentations, shared the link with me on a Google form, and I gave that form to all the students. So they had all 30 presentations to look at. And that's when the students looked at each of the slides, each of the presentations, I should say, and then just not ranked them, but kind of gave feedback on them about what they liked in terms of creativity and what they liked in terms of the information, just to kind of give that sense of, here's this new type of technology, what can it do? And then, of course, we had the reflection piece at the end where they discussed what they felt they liked about it and how they could see that using it in the future. The interesting thing about that is I asked students at the very beginning what they liked about Canva, who used Canva, and half the hands went up. So the kids are using this already, whether it's for school or not. So I just tacked on the presentation aspect of it. So there's that part of it. My option classes are using it to create wanted posters, movie posters for science elements, for elements from the periodic table. We're also using it for banners. We have a big focus on inquiry in the school. And our question this year is, what sparks your curiosity? So we use it to create individual what sparks your curiosity posters for each of the teachers in the school. That's the paper copies of things. But we also have things on our school website called learning hubs, where we provide kids hubs of learning where it has all sorts of information, kind of like a website, but more direct and focused. So that helped create banners for that. It also helped create kind of a calendar aspect for our staff for booking technology help. And so it could create some really cool things on paper and some wonderful things digitally. Biggest tip for me is don't be afraid. Kids know what to do. So even if you don't, it's okay. The first time I tried it, I thought Canva, I actually heard about Canva like 4 or 5 years ago, and I tried it a little bit, but didn't think much of it. But then when I saw the practicality and what it can do, it just makes sense just to dive into it. And so the first thing I would do is obviously don't be afraid. Kids have you covered if you make a mistake, but play. And I think that's what we all do with technology, is that we have to play. We can throw it in front of the kids and let them play with it and let them troubleshoot, let them try something for fun. Or you can go home and create something for yourself. And just start with something simple. And you start recognizing that it's got a lot of flexibility in there. There's a lot of wiggle room. There's no one way to create something. There's always a different way of creating something. So try a template for a poster. Try it for a presentation. Just see what's there. But spend some time without having that stress that it has to be something created as a final product. But create something and see where it goes.